I remember in high school, the guidance counselor asked like, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And I said, "I don't know. I kind of want to be a professional wrestler." And I remember he looked at me and he was like, "That's ridiculous. You need to pick something more realistic with your life. Not everybody can be an entertainer or a musician or something like that. And that always kind of stuck with me. I thought that was kind of shitty thing to say to someone. But I remember my mom saying like, "Oh, if you want to, go try out for wrestling, go do all that. That's great, but just have a backup plan." So I didn't really know what I wanted to do besides that, but I knew I had like an interest in computers. And so I ended up going to school for IT, computer networking, and I just wanted to hurry up and get done with that as quick as possible, so that I could get on to wrestling. And so I did that. I got my first job at a hospital in the IT department, and what was cool about it it was third shift. So it was only like every other day a week, at night. So which was great because it gave me like I forget what we trained, like Monday, Wednesday, Saturdays free to do wrestling, right? With if any shows came up, and 2 nights a week we're doing camp. So I'm like, oh, this is awesome. So I started off third shift IT, and then went right to wrestling school, and stuck with that ever since. And then gradually moved on to a first shift. It's still in the IT department, but I only lasted in IT about like 5 years. I really wasn't. I got really into websites and website design and things like that. So I quickly switched from IT to marketing position at that hospital, and it was like their first web position that they had. So I moved into that role, which was great because now, still doing wrestling at the same time, I'm picking up all these marketing skills and like, tips on how to promote the shows and things like that. And I thought that really helped out a lot. And then as I worked in marketing, I really got into search engine optimization. So, how people find your business in Google, like with a Google search and things like that, and then led to like YouTube optimization. Like everything can be optimized nowadays. So I like picked up those skills along the way, and I got really into that. But I always used those like, I don't know if you want to call them real life job skills. Like, how can I apply those to wrestling and what we're doing with the wrestling promotion? And how can I use like those skills I'm learning to help promote the show, and vice versa? Like I was using incorporating wrestling into my work life too. So I'm like, even though you have like this, this is just my backup plan for wrestling, that kind of like turned into my full-time plan, and like the actual plan, the actual path that I used to make money. But I did wrestling and a career side by side, for over 20 years. I'm still doing it, but yeah, it's just pretty crazy how that stuff works out. But like I used a lot of things I learned in marketing, just of how to get people to come to the shows. And then when things transition into like marketing on social media, like, oh cool, we're doing this for the hospital, but how can we incorporate that into what we're doing for our local shows for wrestling, and incorporating local SEO, and then that turned into optimizing YouTube channel, using those same skills that I'm learning there. Kind of how can I apply those into wrestling? So it's been really interesting to me, like how all that stuff kind of works out. That I was able to kind of touch every aspect in wrestling, from performing to booking a show or help set up a show, or promote and market the show. get people, eyes on the product from all around the world, just by these other search engine skills that I picked up. We're creating a website, for the promotion, or like we're doing here, like a podcast, things like that. So, I mean, you never know where these things are going to go. And I think, well, what if that counselor actually said to me when I said I want to be a professional wrestler, what if he said, oh, yeah, you should just ditch everything else and just go for it? Like, I probably would have never learned any of these other skills, and I would have taken a different path and probably not, really been successful at all. But I think that, everything happens for a reason, just so like, if things just don't work out right away for you, it doesn't mean like they're not going to work out in the future, or it just might take a little time. I remember like when I first started wrestling, I kind of sucked, but I kept coming back. And then I just like kept building on like whatever they told me I did wrong. Like the next week I'd try to get better at it. And I remember like them telling me, stop punching, just kick and throw forearms, right? Don't punch. Punches suck. Everybody's punches are horrible, right? And then I think like maybe a year. It took me like maybe like a year and a half or so later before they started getting pretty decent. And then after that, I kept practicing some more, and they started getting pretty good. But like this is one thing I see people just want like instant success. They just want to jump in, and they think they're just gonna, just either make all this money or get all these eyes on them and get all these fans and things like that. But like it takes a while to get better, and like it takes a while to build a fan base, and there's other things that you can do other than going and being on 100 different shows, and not making any money at all. Be a little smarter about it and actually like build a fan base or create some of these assets for yourself, like a website or a social media presence or a YouTube channel, something that's gonna at least help promote like yourself online versus having to be in 100 different places at once, where people can, respond to you and get back to you and have some kind of interaction with you versus just, meet and greets or taking photos at a show or something like that. But also by doing that stuff, or even like starting a podcast, you're going to start to learn all these other skills, which actually, might turn into what you're really meant to do, like I know a few people that they got them into, helped get them into IT, because they had an interest, and now they've built like a huge, like a long, like a 15-year career in IT, where before like they just needed a nudge into the door, or same with the marketing. I remember I've helped people get into different roles in marketing or gave them a recommendation for a job, and that was just the little nudge they needed to get in. And like now they're just doing great, I mean, it's turned into like 5, 10, 15-year careers. And it doesn't mean that they still can't be an entertainer or a pro wrestler, on the weekends. Like I always say, like try to find that full-time job that just gives you your weekends free so that you can go do what you want to do. Like you can go do wrestling. And a lot of people, they get caught up in these jobs where they got to work every other weekend, or they're always working on nights during the week where, they can't get to camp and train and get better. It's like, you got to like find that, you just got to make that happen. You got to find that job or that career, like set those hours so that you're going to be free to do like what you want to do. Everybody knows that wrestling's like training 2-3 nights a week, and on the weekends you're wrestling somewhere. I was fortunate enough to kind of wrestle with the train and wrestle and perform with the same organization for most of my career. That way I already knew the schedule ahead of time. I knew what days I needed off, I knew what nights that I was busy to go do camp or help train guys and things like that. Like I already had that, built in, and my schedule just worked out perfectly. When I look back, I'm like, I said originally that I wanted to be a professional wrestler, but I think everything worked out in the end, and I actually got to do both. I got to actually find a career that I really like, and also kind of do the career that I dreamed about. So, I mean, it's never it's never easy. Your path getting there is never easy. Sometimes there's stumbles along the way. Even with wrestling, sometimes you get setbacks, sometimes you get injuries. Sometimes you got to miss out on things, But eventually, everything works out for a reason. And now, I'm not physically performing in the ring, but I'm helping book shows. I'm still promoting wrestling. I'm still involved behind the scenes. I'm doing like some commentary, and just having fun. And it's like you can be involved without having to, take punishment in the ring. And although I did enjoy people, entertaining people, and I do enjoy that aspect of the drama of wrestling, and having people cheer and boo and things like that. I do really enjoy that, but I even enjoy it more seeing the show come together and hearing the fans come up to me at the end of the night and tell me what an awesome time they had at our shows, and what great storylines we have, and just all the variety of performers that we have at our shows. So, I mean, that's good enough for me. So, never let anybody talk you out of what your dream is. Just find a different way to get there.
Hello, Nick. It's Poppy. Can you give me a call? Thank you. Bye.
Last night was the last time that I saw you. My lifeline, every time that I called, you came through. But last night was the last time that I saw you. Now I'm right here, thinking what am I gonna do? Ooh. Yeah, 'cause last night was the last time that I saw you. I might shake it up and roll the dice, toasting up for lonely nights, sleeping all my days away, hope it eases the pain away. See something, I think of you, I don't wanna think of you. All these moments in my head, that's the thing that gets me through. But last night was the last night. Now we laugh, cry, thinking about past times. Yeah, and last night was the last night. I won't ask why, but I'll ask why. Now I'm right here, thinking what am I gonna do? Ooh. Yeah, 'cause last night was the last time that I saw you. Last night was the last time that I saw you. My lifeline, every time that I called, you came through. Now I'm right here, thinking what am I gonna do? Ooh. Yeah, 'cause last night was the last time that I saw you. And last night was the last night. Now we laugh, cry, thinking about last times. Yeah, and